Hey there, guys. History Soldier here, and today I'm going over a very special episode. I'm actually going to talk about Portugal during World War One. The reason is because I really wanted to figure out what Portugal was doing at this time because I knew they were in the war. I just wanted to know more about their effort and what they did. And also, I thought it'd be nice to put a slideshow on and show you guys as well. So let's jump right into it. Okay, before we get into Portugal, let's learn a little about Portugal first. Portugal is like a small European nation that's located west of Spain. It's one of the 9 countries in the world that speak Portuguese. It has a population of over 10 million people. It's also ranked the 111th largest country in the world, and its government is a semi-presidential system. But enough with the geography lesson. Now let's get on with World War One. When the war broke out, Portugal didn't have or form any alliance system, so they didn't stay neutral. There's also many other reasons they stay neutral, such as Britain seeing them as a weak ally. And, pretty much as seeing this treatment, Portugal's thought they should just remain at the sidelines and then just, not join it at all. Now, even though they were neutral, they still had some problems, and this was because of Germany. This was because of two things Germany did. One, Germany was blockading Britain at the time, which was to, make the British starve and make them to, surrender. But this was a big market. Britain was one of the biggest markets for the Portuguese products and goods, so that kind of angered them a lot. The second thing was Germany had a campaign in Africa because they were attacking, the British and French African colonies at the time. So they went into Angola, which was a Portuguese African colony, to get food and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it was food and all that other equipment. And then someone was arrested, and as a result, they had some clashes with the colonial government and German troops. So as a result, Portugal sent way more, reinforced both their colonies, Angola and Mozambique, with thousands, 10,000s of troops, just in case of a future German attack. And this was between 1914 and 1915, but even though this was um, them fighting, it wasn't officially making them join the war. What made them join the war was, well, this is kind of hard to explain. Well, in its capital, Lisbon, it interned 36 ships that were Austro-Hungarian and German, and this was because of the British request. They asked them if they could intern those ships, so Portugal was like, okay, we can do that. They did it, and it kind of made Germany, Austria-Hungary really angry. So on March 7th, 1916, Germany declared war on Portugal, and I believe Portugal declared war back. It doesn't really say when Portugal declared war. It's actually very confusing. And then days later, on March 15th, 1916, Austria-Hungary declared war on Portugal as well. And as a result, Portugal closed all of its consulates in the Ottoman Empire, because they joined the war, so they didn't want to support the Ottoman Empire anymore, so they closed their consulates. The other reason they joined the war was because Germany was starting to realize Portugal was mobilizing troops to send to the Western Front. And this actually became a reality because on July 22nd, the PEF, the Portuguese Expeditionary Force, was established in Tecnicos, Portugal. And it was actually a very lucky move because they were able to mobilize about, I don't know, like about 50,000, 500,000 men. I'm not sure, but they mobilized a lot of men, well equipped and, well armed and all that stuff. Well, all that. And it was actually called the Miracles of Tancos. Sorry if I'm butchering that. I don't speak good Portuguese. But yeah, it was around August they accepted to do military intervention in the Western Front, which they received from Britain a month earlier on July 15th. Now, since I can't go into full, detail what they did day by day, year by year, month by month, I will leave a link in the very last slide to show their involvement. It'll actually show a timeline. But yeah, as you can see, they fought the war from 1916 to 1918 because they entered the war late, and they fought on the Western Front, the Eastern Front, and their African colonies of Angola, Mozambique, and I'm pretty sure others. Now, when 1918 came around, and it was November 11th, 1918, and the armistice was signed, it ended the war. Sadly, 10 million men lost their lives, and in the death, Portugal lost over 7,000 men from combat, and with 25,000 either wounded or captured. And as you can see, Portugal actually lost less men than Serbia did, and as you can see, Britain and France paid a bigger price. And on the bottom right is a monument to the Portuguese men, women, no, just men, sorry, men, well, women too, because they were nurses who served in the war. It actually still stands in Portugal, I believe. I believe it's Portugal. Yeah, I believe it is. Now, um, they did gain something from this, and this was during the peace conference in Versailles, Paris. Portugal actually sent a delegate, which was Professor Antonio Agas Moniz. Sorry if I'm not saying that right. And Germany gave him the port of Kayonga. Sorry if I'm not saying that right. Which was a part of the Germany's African colony, which is actually modern day Tanzania. Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. I'm sorry. In the treaty, and this would be the only thing Portugal would get, but they were happy with it. Well, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry it wasn't longer because I couldn't go into full detail like I said earlier, but I will leave a link in the next slide to learn about it. Um, but to make up for that, I will be doing a video about the Portuguese military during World War One, and a video about the Arab revolt during the war as well. Don't miss out on that. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next video. History Soldier out. Oh yeah, and these are the links. Enjoy the links. History Soldier out.